Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saints Gaming TESPA Call of Duty stream here today. Brought to you by myself, Jackson or Deprive, and alongside Dan Banner Broadcast. How are you guys all doing tonight? We're glad to be here on this spooky Halloween Saturday evening. So happy Halloween to everyone who celebrates that, and thanks for stopping by the stream. And tonight we have a good Call of Duty game between St. Clair College and Ottawa University, Kansas. Not to be confused with any universities in Ottawa, Ontario. But yeah, this is going to be a great game tonight. I know that Ottawa University, Kansas is a 6-0 roster. They look very strong, and they're going to be coming out of the gates swinging like no tomorrow. But St. Clair have been holding their ground throughout this whole season. They've been fighting. They've been keeping themselves in a positive record. They've been beating majority of these teams. So ultimately, we should have a good game on our hands here tonight. And yeah, Danners, you got any comments about this match?
So it definitely should be a tough one, however, because I believe, like what you were telling me during the pregame, there are a lot of either amateur or tier 2 Call of Duty players on
Yeah,
this roster. Do you want to elaborate a little more as to what it is that we're looking for and why this team might be a thorn in the side of St. Clair?
yeah, these are all players that are just under the pro level. These are all players that are really close to making impossible Call of Duty League. I mean, a few of these players on this roster have won CDL challengers last year, which is very big. That's the highest achievement you can get if you're an amateur player. And we have a few winners of that challengers division for Ottawa University, Kansas on their roster. So overall, I mean, like, this is more or less just routine for Ottawa University, Kansas. They're gonna try their best to just keep playing how they've been playing since this game dropped, like almost a year ago now, and they're just gonna come out firing. I mean, they're all very very experienced players. They've all been playing competitive Call of Duty for years upon years upon years. They're just like many other people, of course. But these guys are really devoted, and it is like what they want to make their careers very very badly. And so that's why you're going to see these guys really, Ottawa University, Kansas. They're going to having a lot of practice. Their shots are always going to be on. You can't be slacking in your gameplay at all when you're playing against this roster.
Definitely going to be a tough one. We'll go through their roster once we do quickly see it. But in the meantime, let's take a look and see who our starting roster is for this Call of Duty team. Of course, captain and coach, aka Lavelle, Dawson Lavelle, going to be leading the charge alongside Justin Parent, that's Priestley, Trent Sovereign, Sauce, Nathan Perot, Corius, NP, not Curious, Danners, not Curious, Corius, Luca Gajnia? Do you know how to pronounce that one by chance, or am I just going to be left to the wolves here?
Um, you're left
Gajic.
to the wolves, man.
We'll go with Luka Gajic. That's Pressa, of course, and he's definitely. I know Pressa himself. He's been hard on himself for these last couple of games, and I feel bad because it's not necessarily that he's doing poorly. It's just everybody else around him has been just absolutely popping off. So it's easy to feel like you've kind of fallen behind. But at the same time, everybody, like, they have their role, and over on this Saints stream, I say time and time again. But there's nothing on the on the scoreboard that represents information, scouting, and anything like that. Just eliminations, assists, and deaths, of course. But as a player,
So
or if you do a lot of competing yourself as well, like if you're in his position, how does that feel?
I mean, like, you really just the only thing you can do in games is it's really hard in the esport industry to always, stay motivated, keep your head high. There's so many players doing so many amazing things, and it's so hard to watch some of those players maybe do some things or something along those lines, and it makes it like feel like you aren't as confident in your gameplay or something. But the best thing to do, just keep your head high, keep grinding, keep practicing with the team, keep playing how you always have, and just, I think it's all about consistency. Keep finding that something that motivates you, keeps fire underneath you to keep that burning passion to want to play. Having that passion, like, I don't know, like skill wins tournaments, passion wins championships. And so that's what you really need to see from Press. I think you were talking about there for
Yeah.
St. Clair to keep him on motivation and everything like that. But alongside everything like that, we actually do have the I have the Ottawa University Kansas roster open next to me, so
Right on.
we're gonna
Who do we got?
briefly run down that if you want. We got Noisy starting us off. He's a 2 times challenger champion. That is, like I said, the highest top AM achievement you can get. And then you have Mox, who's placed top 3 in challengers. You have Fame, who has won a challengers event as well. And then you have Austin Cruelty and Chris Radio, all very strong players, all got their strong suits, and they mesh together well. And Ottawa University, Kansas, they are proving that by starting off TESPA Call of Duty this season 6-0.
Definitely on the charge. It looks like would be leading this entire group, of course, not being able to, or not dropping a single game. Fantastic job by them overall.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I think they haven't dropped a game or a map, I believe.
That's scary.
I think every series has been 2-0. Yeah, so it's kind of scary coming in if you're St. Clair. I mean, I know they've been practicing. I've heard from Corey SMP they think they have a shot of winning this one, and they're going to come out of the gate swinging as best as they can because, I mean, that's all you can do. There's no point in accepting defeat before anything starts. There's no point in that. You got to always keep your head high. I mean, we've seen it all the time. CSGO teams might or something like that. They might start giving up early, but that's really not what you want to do because you can always come back. There's always a hope. There's always a chance. Like, they just got to keep doing what they do best.
And then I have the maps and the modes here for our match here tonight. So the first one, we're going to be going to Hackney Yard. That's going to be the hardpoint map. Then map 2 and 3 are going to be both on Gunrunner. Then map 2 is going to be Search and Destroy. And Domination for map number 3. Does any of these maps stand out really? I know we've seen Gunrunner a couple times.
Yeah, that seems very typical of St. Clair to have map 2 and 3 Gunrunner. I mean, that's what they like. That's what they're comfortable with. And that just seems all on track for us. But the Hackney Yard hardpoint, that's something I haven't seen out of St. Clair before yet. And so that's going to be really interesting to see how they've played on there. I haven't seen it happen with this exact roster on Hackney Yard. But Hackney Yard, there's a lot of money hills. So basically, I know I always say it, but rotations
Right,
are
what does that
key.
mean exactly?
Money hills, Money hills is when it's a hill, like a hard point that's easy to hold.
Okay.
It's all about, like, it's hard to break, but it's easy to hold. So it's all about who can get to that hard point first, which will make it a lot easier. And it also has a lot of sway and spawns and things like that to help players, get to the hill faster, get like better positioning and gunfights, all the things like that. So Hackney Yard, very much about positioning.
Gotcha. And I know personally, I don't mind looking like I'm clueless if it means that, one, I'm learning something, and two, everybody else might get to learn something too if they didn't want to throw anything in the chat. But of course, that definitely makes sense, though. Like, you get the high ground or something, or there's just, you're so, like, boxed in, or not boxed in, but maybe. It's just an easily defended site, so it makes sense, the Money Hill.
Well, yeah, one thing that makes for Hackney Yard, the Money Hill is going to be the second point. The first one's going to be a battle, but the second point is going to be the one you want to fight on. So the second one is in actually one of the team's spawn points. So if whoever team is spawning on that side will have good side. So if you spawn on that second hardpoint side, you have good side, and that immediately gives you an upper hand in this game. So I actually don't know who is going to be starting on that side. I believe that's going to be Ottawa. Ottawa University of Kansas will be starting on good side of Hackney Yard, I believe, and that's going to give them an upper hand already moving into this game. I mean, St. Clair's going to have the upper hand on the second map here with them being host. Host on Search and Destroy is very important due to, like, Call of Duty has a lot to do with connection as well. So host definitely going to provide you an advantage, especially when all these St. Clair players are so close together. Like, I mean, living wise, like usually like they're all within like a few hours of each other, so everything like that, they should be all good here. But Ottawa University, Kansas definitely have the upper hand on this first hill, and that second hill is going to be something that they're going to look to hold for a full 60 seconds and give them a huge advantage in the second game, or first game, sorry.
Definitely going to be a challenge here for St. Clair. Of course, the they're definitely the underdogs on paper because of the achievements that we've seen from, or that you've told us here, of this Ottawa University, Kansas team being basically like semi-pro, like top amateur.
Yeah,
like,
they're basically semi-pro. I mean, they're all under different rosters when they go back to their own time when they're not playing under Ottawa University, Kansas. they all go on to their own separate ways and everything like that. But I mean, Call of Duty is one of those games where like team skill, yes, it's gonna have a factor, but personal skill also has a lot to do with it. Like if you can just get 5 good players, who cares if they've never played together before? I mean, it's Call of Duty. Like it's a game that doesn't rely on the teamwork as much. I mean, yes, it does, yes and no, but at the same time, you just have a bunch of good players, and putting them together is really going to help you out here. But if you hear that in the background, we actually do have the timer ticking down to load into this game. So we'll be getting underway with your map any second now. Hackney Yard. Hackney Yard Hardpoint. Really looking to see St. Clair play on this map as we haven't seen it before. I wonder if Dawson's going to bring up the sniper on Search and Destroy. Bunch of questions for this match, but St. Clair, let's see if they can pull off an upset onto Ottawa University, Kansas.
It's funny you mentioned that. I actually specifically messaged Dawson, like, hey, are we seeing the sniper tonight? And he said that overall the style of the map doesn't necessarily help it very much. Like, it's not very easy to use on it.
It's more of an assault. It's more of a long-range assault rifle map. But opening us up here, we're going to see Pressa find Fame and Cruelty find Lavelle. And we get a little bit of a stalemate here. I mean, Corey's will fall inside that site there. Oh, Radial going to slide out on Pressa and clean him up. Oh, and that is going to be Priestley finding one with the pistol.
And trying to get in there. However, the Ottawa University already currently getting some points. Once again, it looks like we got that damn score glitch. Of course, that is irritating as hell, but it is what it is. Codcaster, everybody, 101. But that is, of course, Ottawa University had the initial cap. However, St. Clair is right on top of it now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Ottawa is going to try to just get the most amount of time they can on this first hill because their main points is going to come from the second hill. They have the good spawns for it. They're already... So if you see number 5 on your mini-map in the bottom left there, he's not really helping his team try to get that hill at all. He's just making sure nobody comes into the spawn. He's just making sure nobody breaks these lines and he can get that second hill and get a full 60 seconds on that. And I mean, they aren't even doing a bad job on getting points on this first hill here, P1.
Oh,
wow.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, yeah, now you're going to see Ottawa University. They're going to be holding the second hill, and they're going to be having a very strong setup, holding it with ease. And St. Clair are going to try to do anything they can to break through this P1 site here. And it looks like... Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, I could see what you mean in regards to this area being a little bit hard to break into. There's so many little corridors, so much high ground that you have to worry about. Like, trying to move forward is almost getting you flanked from somewhere no matter what it feels like. That's the point where you have to go through the buildings, but then you're making it obvious that you're going up the stairs. There's just no answer here for St. Clair to try and get this point.
Yeah, I mean, they only got their 17 seconds on that first hill, and like I said, I mean, it looks like Ottawa University, Kansas, they're going to get the full 60 on this one. I mean, that's why they call it the money hill. That's why we talked about it before this game even started. Like, I anticipated this coming in right into the game, and they pulled it off just like I said. But now they're just... This is where St. Clair's really got to, like, tighten up. They had the advantage here. They had control of the site, everything like that, and they're just getting outgunned right now. I mean, if you look at Radial's 11-4, you got No Long Routes, he's 9-3. It's just they're just getting that insane slang power right now. But we also do want to give a little bit of credit to Corey SMP here, 7-5. I mean, being down 120 to 17 and being positive still is a good sign for him as a player. And but Ottawa University, Kansas here, just finding every single kill. A sea of blue incoming for them. And St. Clair are going to try to do anything they can to break it, but Ottawa University already halfway to the match point, like the match win. So you're going to see St. Clair here try to move over, rotate to this next hill as best they can, but it looks like Ottawa University, Kansas is already there. And let's see if St. Clair can break it. I mean, there's 2 more for No Long Routes, 1 more for Radial.
And of course,
it's tough for St. Clair now.
Of course, to clarify once again, that scoreboard glitch is kind of making things interesting. Maybe if I stick to the Ottawa side, maybe it'll stay the proper way. Looks like that might in fact be the case. Of course, Ottawa with the lead so far here in this matchup, and just the kill feed is just blue. St. Clair having a hard time finding really anything, getting anything started.
Yeah, I mean, St. Clair has 28 total kills right now, and No Long Routes and Radial have 29 between the two of them. So it's tough if you're St. Clair right now, and you have just two players from Ottawa University just slaying. Like they are having no like worries whatsoever. I mean, they aren't stressed. They're just playing how they typically play. This is just a good old day at the work for them, and they're really proving it here right now.
And No Long Road's just on an absolute tear, at least for maybe a fifth now, just constantly getting in the way of St. Clair as another one. Oh my goodness. Sauce had the jump, it felt like, but not even.
Yeah, so No Long Routes will be getting shot like maybe twice. He'll get like 2 bullets into him, and he'll just turn around and flick on them, find all their bullets into the head, and they'll just clean up the opposing enemy right like that. And I mean, look, he's gonna continue. He's find some there. Oh, one more up there. He's gonna spot him. Press is gonna try to break into sight. Mox and Fame are gonna say nope, not today. And it's 220 to 17 now at this point. I mean, you already have them rotated for next. They just want to end this nice and quick. And looks like we're gonna see here. I mean, the St. Clair, I don't really have much to say besides it's just a flood of blue for Ottawa University, Kansas. I'm trying to cast it as best as I can, but this is literally just St. Clair trying to just hold on with anything they can. I mean, they haven't gotten a point in a full rotation. It's been the last point they had was at this middle hill.
I mean, they might be able to get something done here. Do actually end up getting something done or contesting this point, because of course it would be basically game over if they give this one away freely. Try and hop into the action here, of course, riding along with No Long Roads, but he's going to get taken down this time. With Fame, he's going to find himself a double, and now he might be able to swing this in the favor of his squad. Maybe not, however. That was Pressa stalling it out for at least a moment, but now it seems like it's swinging back into the side of Ottawa University.
Yeah, I think Ottawa University is really just trying to close it out right here. And I mean, even if they don't close it out here, they have that second hill spawn with the perfect hill, hold everything, the money hill. And that's, even if they don't win it here, they're just going to win on the next one. And they do win it here. So that's going to be 250 to 34 for Ottawa University, Kansas. Like we said before this game, Ottawa University, Kansas looking amazing on paper. Looking, in my opinion, the best TESPA team. We're playing the #1 TESPA team right now, and that's in my opinion.
I would not contest that in the slightest. They are doing a fantastic job. There's a reason why they've not dropped a game or a map so far from what you were telling me, and I'm not going to argue that in the slightest, because, yeah, that one, they were showing their stuff and why they're right there on that pro level.
Yeah, exactly. They're all just getting ready for Cold War to come out. I know every player is thrilled for a new game to come out, a new platform. A lot of these players have been playing the beta. A lot of players have said the beta's gotten great feedback from the community, and I'm really excited to see even how next season works, and seeing how the St. Clair roster is going to perform on a new game. If it's going to be, I don't know, like there's just different play styles. If they're gonna play slower, you're gonna play faster, gonna like play for the positioning more, all those kind of things. But like we said, I mean, even before this game, Ottawa University, Kansas just looking really solid and looking like they want to take this series.
As it looks like we're going to be flipping hosts here, so it might just be a quick second before we hop into game number 2. So of course now, Search and Destroy, something a little bit more slower paced, a little bit more tactical. Do you think this is going to be the kind of map, the kind of style that St. Clair need to get themselves back into this game? Because Hardpoint was definitely a struggle, to say the least.
So yes, one thing I have found over my time casting, watching competitive COD, playing competitive COD, being around the scene, I have really come to the conclusion that if you're a really good team and you're playing against a team that you are heavily favored against, then Hardpoint's going to be your strong suit. That's where you're going to blow them out. That's where you're going to like Ottawa University, Kansas just did. But when it goes to the Search and Destroy, it gives St. Clair a little bit more of a fighting chance. They can find someone on their back, and that'll completely blow open the whole round. They could, find a nice little sniper pick or something like that. It's more of a up in the air map. I'm not saying it requires less skill. It's just more or less, there's more luck involved in Search and Destroy. More of a luck of a draw. There's obviously all the skill with it as well, but
like a different tool set as well, kind of like you're saying with Hardpoint, with the fact that it's constantly respawning and it's constantly go go go, like a lot more like snap reactions, and we had seen right there with Ottawa University. This is what they're here for. So they absolutely crushed that. And now we'll have to see when S&D happens. Of course, those snap reactions are still fantastic, but it may happen a little bit less often. And then, who knows, like sometimes St. Clair might do the strat and then kind of the, I guess, the luck side of things that you were talking about. Maybe it just straight up hard countered whatever Ottawa University was trying to do. Like sometimes situations like that I'm sure can go down. That being said, I still do not doubt that Ottawa University of Kansas here is going to bring their A game and absolutely like put on a show. We'll have to see what that happens results-wise, but we are right around the corner. Game number 2, lobby's just about filling up here, so just a couple more moments.
I believe this Gunrunner Search and Destroy is actually St. Clair's map pick now. I believe. I'm not 100% certain on that one. But if it is their actual map pick, I mean, they have picked this map many times before for Search and Destroy. So if it is their map pick, we're looking to see them come out here strong, as best they can, trying to perform like they always do on Gunrunner Search and Destroy, and clean up the game, hopefully.
Have to see, should be starting right around the corner. Not quite this second. So, of course, one more time before we do hop into game number 2, of course, thank you to the sponsors that do make the St. Clair Saints Gaming all possible. Of course, the St. Clair Alumni Association, PC Outlet, Zelkerman School of Business and IT, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. The fact that we get to do this here, broadcast these matches, and have so many of these esports teams is all thanks to them. And of course, thank you to the fans for tuning in, supporting your friends, family, and classmates, the programs on both sides. Ottawa University fans, of course, you're definitely welcome here as well. Thank you for tuning in and supporting your squads. Now we're talking, hopping into the game, starting right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting. We got Ottawa University, Kansas starting on the offensive side of Gunrunner Search and Destroy. They're going to be the ones looking to attack, looking to plant the bomb, and hold that site once the bomb is planted. So I'm really excited to see how things get underway here. I mean, Pressa going to find the opening pick onto this game, onto Cruelty, and that's really going to give them a good advantage here. And now 5v4, but that bomb already is down on the B site.
They were so quick.
Yeah, St. Clair let that plant get down. I mean, now Ottawa University Kansas isn't really worried. They're just playing time. I mean, Priestley gonna find another one though. So now a 5v3. Fame gonna find Lavelle though. So now a 3v4. 3v3, Long Routes finds 2. That's oh my god, Long Routes and Mox find them. Now all on a Saucy and a 1v3. He's gotta make sure he can get this bomb. He's gonna find 1 and he will fall shortly after. And I mean, that was just prime positioning from Ottawa University Kansas. Yes, they lost the first 2 players in these, like in the gunfights, everything like that. But the other 3 were just in their prime position to hold that bomb. Having that bomb down gave them a very big advantage in this game, as St. Clair was eventually forced to push. And they knew where St. Clair was coming from at that point. Nobody was behind enemy lines or anything along those lines. So they were all just ready for that push to be coming. But just like that, we're going to be flipping sides, and St. Clair will be on the attacking side of this map now.
Yeah, sacrificing yourself to make sure that the objective itself is planted, definitely worth. Priestley off to a solid start, but Sauce is going to get traded out pretty quickly after that. Lavelle is up there. Just trying to take a look. That was no Long Routes with him, and he's going to be able to find Saucy as we move through the building. The bomb going towards B side, but not in any position to plant, as Ottawa Cruelty is sitting there right on that site.
Yeah, and this is going to be Lavelle. I mean, Long Routes knows where Lavelle is. They know he's kind of stuck around there. And this Ottawa Cruelty may get spotted any second here. 2 players just on the other side of the rock. There's 1. Now he's watching for Fame. And Fame decides not to push through that. But Priestley may be able to find his head or something like that. Oh, Long Routes will get spotted by Lavelle. Now all onto Fame and a 1v4. Now this is what we'd like to see from St. Clair. Their typical Gunrunner Search and Destroy play. And just like that, they are going to tie up this game at a 1 apiece.
Much better recovery here for St. Clair. Sure enough, Fame kind of forced to clean that up 1v4. Not going to happen this time by. And a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel here for St. Clair, showing that they can definitely keep up with these guys in this Search and Destroy mode. Fantastically done so far. We might have ourselves a back and forth battle here.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I like enjoying enjoy watching these close games. It makes it a lot more entertaining to commentate, a lot more entertaining to watch. I know we both like them, and yeah, so it looks like that might be what we have on our hands here in this gun on our search and destroy. You do have Saucy. He is lurking really hard into that little room there, hoping, trying to find someone. But just like this, same as last round, Ottawa University, Kansas, they're going to find that plant. They're going to get the opening pick. Priestley going to fall after he spots a couple players. Now a 4v5 for St. Clair, and they have to defuse the bomb. Tough positioning for them.
That was extremely unlucky. As soon as Priestley moved his crosshairs, that's exactly where the player was. That being said, Saucy and Pressa going to get themselves on the board, but Pressa going to go down pretty quickly after the fact as well. All up to Lavelle and Saucy. See a shot there from Saucy, going to take one down. And there's going to be the defuse attempt coming out here from A.K. Lavelle. Does he stick it? He's about halfway through. Shots fired. It is going to stop him. All up to Saucy to get this done. There he goes.
Yeah, I mean, Lavelle just trying to do anything he can there. I mean, St. Clair really would have had a tough time defusing that bomb if they just played that 2v2 or 2v3 or whatever it was. So that was a smart play from Dawson. Unfortunately, it just did not work out as Ottawa University players just pushed right through. But yeah, so far all three of these rounds have been won on the offensive side. So I'm interested to see if this trend keeps up.
Definitely be interesting nonetheless. Does Lavelle have the sniper this time? Nope, going to be rocking that assault rifle. Similar to what we were talking about earlier. As much as we love seeing Lavelle and the sniper, it just does not quite lend itself to this map at times, but it doesn't mean he's not proficient with it. Going to find Mox right away. Courier's going to go down in the meantime, though. Another one for Lavelle. Finds himself a double.
Yeah, now we're going to have, that's going to be Fame finding Saucy. Now we're going to be all up to Pressa and Lavelle. Lavelle going to fall all onto Pressa in a 1v2 against Fame and Long Routes. It's going to be interesting. He's playing a little bit slower here, sitting in the back. He spots one on top of those blue crates. He's looking for something at half wall. Unable to find anything. He's going to move back to this military truck. He's going to see the one on top of the blue crate, but unable to clean it up as the other player pushes him, and he gets pinched behind that truck. Now, a 3-1 game for Ottawa University, Kansas, and they have broken the offensive round win trend.
I mean, right idea to try and back up, get yourself recuperated, and get ready for that 1-on-2. But that being said, he did kind of expose himself, and right away, the Ottawa University squad were just sitting there waiting for him to peek his head around the truck and blast him aside. So St. Clair got the one map so far, but right now, looking to try and get themselves back on the board once again, hopefully not letting Ottawa run away with this one.
Yeah, you're going to see Priestley open up. Priestley's been getting a lot of opening picks on this game. Priestley and Pressa both playing well in this search and destroy, as well as Lavelle, of course. And they're just going to be playing a little bit slower. I mean, they're really going to have to make sure this bomb does not get down. That's got to be the main of their worries. Long Routes will find Lavelle throughout all that. Now we got a 4v4. Priestley going to answer back, find Radial, and that's going to be some shots down for Corey SMP. He's going to try to find something, but unable to do anything with it. Now a 3v4 in advantage of St. Clair. Moxed, Fame, and Long Routes are going to be rotating this bomb to A, and Pressa gets caught off guard running through there. He finds their whole roster, their whole team pretty much. Mox and Fame will find Pressa and Saucy Minion. Now all on to Priestley and Corius in a 2v3. Mox will find one more. Priestley, the last one standing, the last hope. Will he be able to find Long Routes here up on top of this ladder? I mean, they're going to see an engagement any second now, and there he goes. He's going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, he was sitting there waiting and ready for him. Apparently, the true strat here for St. Clair is anytime I'm on Priestley and I switch off him, that's when he starts getting his eliminations. But not enough this time, as Longro's going to finish him off there. 4-1 in the favor of Ottawa University, Kansas. And they're definitely showing their stuff here in this matchup. Basically running away with it.
Yeah, I mean, they only need 2 more to close this out, and they're going to be trying their best to get those in the next 2 rounds here. There's really not a whole lot to say besides St. Clair just got to keep playing aggressive. Long Road's going to find Saucy opening it up. And now Ottawa University just playing their positions, waiting for peaks. Mox is just laying there in bathrooms, waiting for somebody to come through there. Oh, and he's actually going to get spotted. Corius will find him in his head. Now 4v4. Saucy down for St. Clair. Mox down for Ottawa University, Kansas. A little bit of a slower round here. Radial may be spotted behind that rock. I mean, Pressa may have that info. over them, but he's actually going to spot Ottawa Cruelty. He's going to pepper him a bit, but unable to clean it up. Priestley going to actually find Radial, now a 4v3 in St. Clair College's advantage. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
Definitely winnable. In fact, Pressa could move on to the site and get this thing planted. As backup, Priestley, Corius both nearby. Lavelle actually coming around with the flank as well. Might be able to find Cruelty if he continues forward, but obviously take the long way around. That's going to be long roads nearby with him as well. As we have 30 seconds on this bomb, can they hang on to this? We do see Corius getting a second one here of the round. Doing a solid job of keeping his team safe. Cruelty up top, shots fired, not going to find it, but that's going to be Priestley finding him. And Corius with another one, and there's going to be St. Clair's second round in this game.
That was amazing positioning from St. Clair. One thing that I think was really big with that play was Lavelle actually rotating back here and playing very deep. I mean, you don't see a lot of players typically do it on Gunrunner Search and Destroy, as you feel like you're so far away from this bomb site. But St. Clair was in the position there to run that strat, and it paid off.
Yeah, like he was completely on the other side of the map. I was getting kind of worried because he was really taking the long way around, but did come in clutch in the end. A solid job there. And Pressa, there we go. Find himself on the board nice and quick here, and might be able to find another. See Mox right there as the smoke comes down. The A site in the crosshairs for the side of Ottawa University.
The stuns are going down. They're trying to... Press is going to be the scary part here, but Press is actually going to shot from the back from no long routes. And now you still do have Priestley here. Priestley in a scary position to defend this A bomb site. I mean, Ottawa Cruelty and no long routes. As soon as they try to get that bomb down or something, I guarantee Priestley might poke out here any second. Doesn't spot the bomb planner. There they do. That bomb planner goes down. Corey's going to find one. Saucy finding one. Mock's going to find Saucy. Fane finding Lavelle. Now a 2v2. That's a big kill from Priestley. 2v1 in St. Clair's favor. All on to Fame. Let's see if he can clean it up. Fame going to find the first one on Corey's MP. Now 1v1. Priestley and Fame. And that is going to be Fame. He's going to turn his back to Priestley. He's going to jump back out. He's going to find Priestley. And that is going to be an Ottawa University, Kansas round cleanup. And that was a great play from Fane. He really baited him into that truck. Look at that. He got the shots in the back, fakes out from going that side. Priestley thought he goes on that side, and he just pokes back out and cleans up Priestley. Tough round for St. Clair.
Living on the edge, and just unfortunately there for St. Clair. It looked promising, but that one not going to go in their favor. And they have no more room for error as we're right around the corner from possibly having ourselves a 6-2 for the 2-0 game.
Yeah, I mean, Ottawa University, Kansas looking very good here, and they're going to try their best to play defense here. I mean, offense has been winning most of these rounds, so let's see if St. Clair can get another one on the board here with this attack. And that's going to be a stun down. That's actually going to hit Pressa. Mox will find Lavelle, making this a little bit tougher on St. Clair in a 4v5. Radial finding Priestley, now a 3v5. And that's actually going to be Long Routes finding Saucy as well. Now all on to Corius, and Corius now on the Pressa. Their Mox will actually team kill Radial. They're going to find some shots, but he's going to get traded out. And that will be another map for Ottawa University, Kansas, and the game. That's a 2-0 for the Ottawa University, Kansas. And they're looking to carry on their season 7-0 and 14-0 in a map count.
I mean, this is pretty much what we thought was going to happen. Obviously, have massive faith in our squad, but at the same time, if we're going up against a bunch of top-tier amateur/semi-pro players, sometimes games tend to look this way. So if I'm here for St. Clair College, I'm still, like, obviously I'm a little bit, like, sad to see them go down like this, but that being said, considering the caliber of opponent that Ottawa University of Kansas was, I wouldn't, like, take it to heart. Just regroup, get back and ready, because this was, like you were saying, this is the top team of probably the entire, well, one of the entire group, possibly of this entire TESPA season.
I think this is probably one of the best, if not the best, collegiate varsity Call of Duty teams in all of North America.
Damn, that's quite the statement, and I don't argue it.
I mean, they just look so strong. Yes, they dropped a couple of those rounds to St. Clair in the Search and Destroy. Yes, they dropped, 40 points in the hard point. What can you do? I mean, 40 points is just going to happen sometime. That's just picking up some scraps or anything like that. But St. Clair, like you said, don't take it to heart. The caliber of your opponent is great, and You really just need to regroup, get ready for the next one. Next weekend we got a Saturday and a Sunday game,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be on for both of those as well. But they really just can't take it to heart. That Ottawa University Kansas team is really a strong team. If every team that they beat took it to heart, all those teams wouldn't really get back up on their feet from the things here. But I do really want to give a shout out to Cordius MP throughout that whole series. I mean, he played well even for losing the way they did. He went -1 kill in the search and destroy. That's not that bad. And even in the hard point, he almost went positive. So
Mm-hmm.
at that level of play, Cordius MP really just needs to get a little bit more practice in him, and I think he's got potential to be up there with other top amateur players.
Absolutely. And I also want to give the shout out to Pressa as well, who, as earlier in this, before the matches did get underway, I brought up that personally he felt like he was having a hard time as of lately. That was one. That wasn't meant to try and call him out for being bad or nothing. No, not at all. But just sometimes you get in your head that you're feeling like you're behind. But looking at him today, like with the rest of the squad, like a lot of times I saw him getting 2 elims in this search and destroy, or even in the hard point. I seen him on the kill board pretty consistently, nonetheless. So, as much as a 2-0 hurts, there was improvement there. And through these losses, I do believe that the St. Clair squad will learn way more compared to like stomping a lower level team. So, back to the drawing board. We can, of course, we have this VOD that you can actually use for excuse me.
For practice.
For practice, like, that's a word. I just totally blanked out here for a second.
Yeah, review the VOD and everything like that. But like you said there, press on the search and destroy. One thing I've noticed throughout this whole season, and not even just this game, Pressa and Priestley, their search and destroy game is phenomenal. They're like a duo in search and destroy. They will always find these opening picks. Opening picks in search and destroy are very, very, very crucial.
Mm-hmm.
A 4v5 makes things 1,000 times tougher. Well, not 1,000 times tougher, but it will make things a lot tougher on yourself rather than being at full strength for both sides. So Pressa and Priestley able to find those opening picks a lot of the time, really more beneficial to St. Clair. And I think St. Clair's best game mode out of all three has got to be search and destroy, and if not search and destroy, it's got to be the domination. But St. Clair looking really strong in gunner or search and destroy.
If domination is their second best, it must be frustrating that it's always the decider that seems to be domination. It's always been game 3, so sometimes you don't even get to play that one. Personally, I would have liked to see like just an additional third matchup between these two teams on domination, just to kind of see the difference in caliber. Like, just, I know it's a best of 3, but can we just play this next one just cause, see what happens? But unfortunately, these guys probably ought to go do their own thing with their other teams, not just their collegiate teams. So that'll be it here for today. Of course, Ottawa University going 2-0 over St. Clair College in the end. Are there any last thoughts, final thoughts here on this matchup?
Not a whole lot. I mean, if you want to maybe touch on the schedule for future Saints matchups or something along those lines, we can bring those up quick and give them a little bit of a rundown on the next games here.
You've been around here. You've been around here long enough that you're already reading my mind. So this is perfect. Of course, Monday, 8 o'clock, UCEA Rocket League action returns. Then Tuesday at 8, the NACE Rocket League season continues, but now we're in the playoffs. Looking forward to seeing how our team do there. It's going to be 2 matches back-to-back if they do win the first one. Then on Wednesday, 6 o'clock, OPSC League of Legends returns once again. This time we're up against Carleton University. And then we actually have a couple of off days, but we do return, of course, with 2 matches of Call of Duty, Saturday and Sunday, more TESPA action.
Whoa, what's an off day? I don't think we know what those are. Wow, I actually surprised you. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Absolutely. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. It's really weird. These last 2-3 weeks have been absolutely insane, and like just constant matches. And of course, when we're heading over to the postseason, whether there's a week off for a couple of the games, like I know not all the playoffs start this week, but some of them do. But so got a couple weeks of fall action, and then sure enough, Christmas is going to be here, and then it's going to be the winter season. We'll start this all over again. Let the madness continue. So if you have not done so already, be sure to follow us here on the Saints Gaming CA channel, as there's going to be matches just constantly throughout the rest of this semester and into the winter with multiple teams and maybe a few additional teams that we might not have gotten an opportunity to see too much this semester because they've had rather quiet seasons.
Yeah, really excited to get underway with things. I mean, we got a whole year's worth of video esports coming towards you guys, and we're excited to broadcast it. So, thank you guys all for tuning in. We really appreciate it over here. Thanks for supporting Ottawa. Thanks for supporting St. Clair. You know, we accept all viewers. We try to be unbiased as best we can. And yeah, St. Clair looking to move forward and take the next ones next weekend.
Absolutely. And with that, we'll probably close on out. So, everyone, thank you for tuning in once again. Have a great night. We will see you on Monday for some Rocket League.